Hello, comrades. I'm going to do a review of my leftist bookshelf, communist bookshelf. Disclaimer, this does include some revisionist writings, because if they want to be called a communist and write in a communist fashion, I believe it belongs in here. So, anyways, let's start on the far left with mostly pamphlets and newspapers. Right here, we have a copy of Labor Today. Good newspaper, you should subscribe to it. Let me see if I can't put this camera somewhere better. Here. Alright, so let's see. Here we have the PCUSA's newspaper, The Worker. Let's see what else we got here. I don't know how this got mixed in. Let's see what else. I have a copy of Unsere Zeit, the Communist Party of Germany's newspaper. I have the PCUSA Constitution. I have a League of Young Communists brochure for archival purposes. I have a U.S. Friends of the Soviet People bulletin. A People's School for Marxist-Leninist Studies, something you should probably check out sometime. Just search up, I think you can find it by searching into Google. A Party of Communists brochure, an older one. Now let's get into over here. I of course have the manifesto right here. Just take out a bunch of these. I have a pamphlet or whatever written by a little booklet written by a WWP member. Ukraine Anti-Fascists Speak. This was a FIST publication back when they were still around. What will it take to stop police brutality? A pamphlet by Will Dick Hunt, Chile and the Road to Socialism. Kim Jong-il's giving priority to ideological work is essential for accomplishing socialism. This is one of my favorites. Limited, no longer in circulation anymore. You can't find this anywhere. Special plenary session of the People's Chamber of the German Democratic Republic on the occasion of the 50th anniversary of the start of the Second World War on the 1st of September 1989. Printed in the German Democratic Republic. Here's another one you can't find in publication anymore. Che Guevara on Vietnam and the World Revolution. Another one from Vietnam. Pham Van Dong. Forward, final victory will be ours. Let's see what else I got here. Articles on China-U.S. relations by Kayla Maupin. PCUSA membership card. I've always questioned why I've always had this in the communist bookshelf, but Malcolm X Talks to the People. It's another pamphlet you can't find anywhere. Alright, let's put this all back. Alright, Dialectical and Historical Materialism by Stalin. The program of the Party of Communists USA. Fascism, what it is and how to fight it by Leon Trotsky. Critique of the Gotha Program. I love this book. What is Leninism? Readings in Leninism, Volume 1. I also have one of my books in here because Lulu makes you publish it so that you can, buy one yourself so that you can proofread it. So, first proofread, second proofread, all in here. Then here's another one, Forward to Revisionism. State and Revolution. Unveiling the Lies of the Cold War, What Lay Beneath Anti-Soviet Myths. This is a publication by the not by the CP, by the PCUSA. Let's put this back. Let's get over here to the thicker books. I range them from brochure and then from thickness down onward. The selected works of Kim Il-sung. It's not really a selected works, more just his speeches that don't have a copyright or whatever by the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, because they like to keep a tight grip over the publications of Kim Il-sung, Kim Jong-il, and other leaders. Left-wing Communism and Infantile Disorder. The Poverty of Philosophy. When the Surf Stood Up in Tibet by Anna Louise Strong. The Motorcycle Diaries, which more or less isn't just a Marxist... It's a Marxist reading, but it's not really theory-based, but it's still a good read. Origin of the Family, Private Property, and the State. The German Ideology. I love this. This is my favorite communist book. It was actually one of my first, and I've reread it many times. I keep on finding something new, so I always go back to it. What is to be Done by Lenin. Excuse me, G. Let's see. How about I get these out of the way and I can take them off top. Let's see. The United Front by Georgy Dimitrov. The Selected Works of Deng Xiaoping, Volume 1. A Brief History of Neoliberalism by David Harvey. Xi Jinping's The Governments of China. Chairman Mao Talks to the People. These are a bunch of forgotten speeches by Mao that really haven't been also, I think, forgotten by China itself. It's very interesting to see, which I plan on doing a video on this. Mao talks about his relation with Stalin, in which many communists don't actually see the real relationship with him. He gets on Stalin for actually telling China how they should cook their eggs and stuff. Well, not Stalin, but the Soviet Union in general, pre-Soviet split. And he also talks about wanting to retire as chairman right before his death, and how he had put in his resignation multiple times. I've been meaning to read this. I just got this in the mail. Grundrisse by Marx and the Essential Works of Lenin. Now we can get into the other stuff. Jason Unruh's Maoism, Third Worldism, the Fourth Stage of Marxist Theory. I've been meaning to get into this. Eurocommunism is Anti-Communism by Enver Hoxha. Khrushchev Lied by Grover Furr, or as it's also known, the evidence that every revelation of Stalin and Beria's crimes in Nikita Khrushchev's infamous secret speech in the 20th Party Congress of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union on February 25th, 1956 is probably false. Materialism and Imperial Criticism by Lenin, Critical Comments on Reactionary Philosophy. 17 Contradictions in the End of Capitalism. Another book I've had for about 2 years but I never really got into, The Paris Commune of 1871. Another book no longer in print. The Portable Viking Karl Marx Library. A very essential read for any newcomer to Marxism. Another favorite book of mine, the Selected Works of Mao Zedong. If you really want to understand Mao Zedong, this is a very, very good starting point. Either that or the Little Red Book. In fact, sitting on my nightstand, I'll go and grab my version. Yes, right here, this is my version of the Little Red Book. I'm going to grab my charger real quick. I'll be right back. See if I can't get this at a good angle while it's on the charger. Technical difficulties. Now let's hope it stays like that. Alright, bring this cord a little farther out. Let's see, let's put some of these back. Oh, wait a minute, those are all from the other section. Let's see, we get to the end of the larger books. William Z. Foster's History of the Three Internationals, a gift from Caleb Maupin in New York. History of the Communist Party of the United States by William Z. Foster, a good read. It shows you basically how communism influenced early 20th century America. Also, the history, of course, of the Communist Party of the United States. Grover Fur, Blood Lies. This book has been worn to absolute hell. In my Uber tank days, I would read the absolute hell out of this. So the plastic protection has been ripped off. Not so much a Marxist book, but it's still a very good book. It includes Marx, Max Weber, and a few others. It contains a critique on postmodernism and post-industrialism in the American world. Slavoj Zizek's Absolute Recoil Towards a New Foundations of Dialectical Materialism, which, I mean, it's just Hegelianism. Alright. Now, let's go to the top shelf. Not so much a shelf, but the top part. We go up here. Hang on, let me move some things. We have my piggy bank bust of Karl Marx, along with Capitals Volume 1 and 2. I need to read the third one, or actually get started on finishing the second one. Here is a, let's see if I can move this without, there we go. We have a portfolio of J.V. Stalin's Marxism and the National Question. Just throw that down there. Yeah. Right. Alright, now I have a bunch of these portfolios of miscellaneous speeches and other works. It's cramped. Let's see if I can't fix the situation. There we go. Unlike the other things, these don't stand up like I want them to, so it's always a hassle with these. Let's see who I have first. I have Marxism and the Problems of Linguistics, a good read. It influenced my reactionary language video. Ernst Thälmann, I planned on adding more to this, but so far I only have 2 things. I jammed this through a Google Translate thing, and for the most part it works well. It's still readable, comprehensible. Some things don't make sense, you just have to think about it after a while. Here's my... originally I intended this folder to be leftist news articles I printed off, but it just became a collection of assorted leftist papers for when I didn't have an actual folder for them. Put that right there. Some personal handwritten works I plan on publishing one day. Here's my miscellaneous anarchism folder. Actually, no, this isn't the anarchism folder. This is the Leon Trotsky folder that I have neglected for a while. I haven't even bothered to put a title. I didn't even bother to put his name on it. I'll have to do that sometime when I actually care. Let's see what else I can come up with. Let's see. Well, this isn't a Marxist reading, however, it does. I did put it in here on the basis that it talks about the Ukrainian Holodomor and how it really was a natural occurring phenomenon. This is by a nonprofit institute, the International Food Policy Research Institute. And essentially, it talks about wheat rust and how it affected what was going on, and how it had been a major problem since 1891, and it was killing crops. Let's see. The Proletarian Revolution and the Renegade Kotsky. These are almost all exclusively printed off the Marxist archive and just stapled in here. A few essays by Enver Hoxha. Antonio Gramsci. James Connolly. Very good Scottish Marxist. I like his statements on patriotism and whatnot, and religion, all that. If you ever want to read a very good Marxist, a very unknown Marxist, I recommend Gramsci or Connolly. Labor and Nationality, another good one by James Connolly. A few essays by Ho Chi Minh. The 13th Congress Conference. It's a Soviet conference that is in a transcript. 13th Congress of the RCP. Source Works, Volume 6, January through November 1924, pages 5 through 43. First published, 13th Congress of the Russian Communist Party Bolsheviks, Bulletin, Moscow, 1924. Transcription, Brian Reed. Let's see, what's this? This is my Karl Marx and Frederick Engels folder. I put them in the same grouping because, well, I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Sorry for the low quality my Wi-Fi is out, but I still have enough data. Rosa Luxemburg, much respect for the German communist. Socialism in the churches, organizational questions on the Russian social democracy, etc. Permanent Revolution by Trotsky. This is the Trotsky folder again. This is Bukharin's Confession. It's a translation by Fur and a Russian historian. Enver Hoxha, Yugoslav Self-Administration, which I do plan on retackling the Yugoslavian revisionism and all that, but through the sights of Mao Zedong. Economic Problems of the USSR by J.V. Stalin. A lot of these are recycled notebooks and stuff, or whatever binders that I salvaged from the school before they're going to throw them out, so they have a second life. Foundations of Leninism by J.V. Stalin, a very good introduction read to communism. Socialism or Anarchism by J.V. Stalin. Socialism, Utopian and Scientific by Engels. This is my rough draft copy of Anarchism, a Plague on Radical Leftism. Another View of Stalin by Ludo Martins. And finally, we end with Hoxha's Imperialism and the Revolution. I hope you enjoyed this. This is my great excuse to try to cram a new video in, because it hasn't been 2 months and I haven't been able to really do anything until now, and I don't have any other time to do anything. So, if you like this live stream and would probably like to see more or something like this, thumbs that stuff up. If you want to see more terrible live streams, subscribe to the Red Scare TV channel, and as always, Red Salute.